Okay, here's a question.
All right.
If you were the owner or manager of the team that had Shohei Ohtani, would you let him pitch?
You know, he had the arm surgery, the elbow surgery. That's what makes me nervous. I have one of the great power hitters in the game. I want to make sure I have him in the lineup. As much as I love the duality there, that he can go on the mound and he can be our best pitcher, but I still want to make sure he's in the lineup. If anything happens to that arm again, now I've taken him out of the lineup. That's where... Now, if you say in today's specialized world of, hey, you just go 5 innings and then you have middle relief come in and then you have a closer, if you say he's always going to be on a pitch count, like 5 innings, that's it. Now, if you did that, then I'd go, okay, I'd be comfortable with that. But I get a little concerned because you're throwing 100 miles an hour. It's not like you're a crafty right-hander here. You're throwing hard, and that makes me nervous. I love the fact that there's a curiosity. He might be the number one draw in baseball right now. Him or Tatis, they might be the, hey, I'll watch that game. I'll go out and see that game. And he's getting a little bit of extra attention this week because he's playing in New York against the Yankees. Hit 2 home runs last night, so he has 28. His ERA is 2.58 in 11 starts as well. And my suggestion is, he's going to make the starting lineup for the American League team. I want him to get an inning of pitching. I think that would be, that's what's interesting about this. Like that curiosity, he's going to be out there pitching and he's going to be able to bat. We've never seen that before. I don't think that's ever happened in baseball history, has it? That you've had a pitcher. Now, do you have to get a special exemption? I think there's some red tape that you have to go through for Shohei Ohtani to be able to be a pitcher and a hitter. And are you going to take up 2 roster spots there? Yeah, McLovin.
Yeah, I think the pitchers are chosen by managers, right?
Yeah.
And I saw that he doesn't have the stats to make it as a pitcher. So you'd have to make an exemption for that because he only has 11 stars.
But he's on the field already.
Right.
So I can have the pitcher. He can. I could still put him in the lineup, and he's not taking away a roster spot because you're going to have your pitchers. And let's say I have him have one at bat, and he gets to pitch an inning. Just to have that and that curiosity, people will tune in to see that. He's going to be in the home run derby this year. And that could be the story of the All-Star break. I don't want him in the home run derby. I don't like when star players are in the home run derby because I do think it affects your swing. But I can't wait to listen to home run derby because if I'm televising this, I want that ambient sound. I want to hear that ball hit the bat because it sounds different with him. The concern with Ohtani is the same as we have with Mike Trout, his teammate. The Angels have to win, and last night they lost to the Yankees. They're 3 games below 500. And even the best stats don't mean much if you don't reach the postseason. And that will be the bummer about all of this. We might see an unbelievable season by Shohei Ohtani, but we won't see him in the fall. And Mike Trout is out. Mike Trout has played in 3 postseason games in his entire career. And those came, I think, 7 years ago. Yeah, Paul.
The tough thing with Ohtani as a pitcher, he's got 11 starts this year. He's 3-1. He doesn't really go deep that often. It's about 60 innings, but his ERA is 2.58. He's too good of a pitcher to move on from. If he stunk as a pitcher, that'd be fantastic for the Angels. Then they can move on from it. But he's like above average. He's not, as good as a hitter. Could you make him a middle reliever? Then you use them as you want, and you keep those innings down to always under 100 innings a year, lessening the chance for another surgery.
I just worry, though, that you're throwing 100 miles an hour. It's just different. You're not, it's not 92 miles an hour. And I just can't lose him again like they did with the Tommy John surgery. Does baseball have a rule?
Well, here's the rule. There's also, he's going to start at DH. They'd forfeit the DH if Ohtani started the game as a pitcher and hits for himself.
Okay.
So that's one reason that they might not do it because it's the DH rule.
Okay.
But this writer notes the MLB could easily waive that rule since it's a meaningless exhibition
Well,
game.
they keep waiving other rules. This is just the All-Star game. This is supposed to be entertainment. I got a guy on second base who starts the inning, and he didn't do anything to get there. Double headers are 7 innings. What the hell? Come on, baseball. Is that a big deal?
What the hell?
We got the DH here, and, if he's a DH, then, no. That's not how it works. It's an exhibition game for us, the fans, and I would like to see Shohei Ohtani pitch an inning. Yes, McLovin.
I was thinking about something yesterday. Why don't they expand the playoffs to 16 teams like they did during the pandemic? That way we could get Ohtani in the postseason.
Are you sure we would get him into the postseason?
No. It's like Zion in the NBA.
How about we just let the Angels in the postseason?
Yeah. Like the NBA tried to do with the Pelicans.
Yeah, how do we get Zion in the postseason? 14 teams qualify, and they still didn't get in. That's where baseball's headed. I don't know. Let's just make something up. The Angels are in the postseason. Why? Because we said so. They're always going to be in the shadows, the Angels. And, it'd help if you win. You go back to the Mike Scioscia days, you win the World Series. And I love watching that team. I know most people probably didn't. I love that they hit and run, take an extra base. They just did little things to win the World Series back then. Yeah, McLovin.
I think of them as a team that knocked out Bonds, though. I don't think of them as winning. I'm like, that should have been, for history's sake, Bonds.
We went to the World Series. That was, I think, our first World Series together, and that was 2002. That's when Bonds hit a home run off Troy Percival that went up into the upper deck, into the concession stand. Imagine you go to the concession stand, and you're getting a beer and fries, and all of a sudden, here's a baseball comes rolling your way. I got beer, fries, and a baseball. And it's from Barry Bonds.